Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm Cicely, your co-host,
And I'm your host, Hayden.
and today we're talking about Stay Alive, which was one of Hayden's picks for
Yep.
his birthday month. The movie came out in 2006. It's rated PG-13. It's an hour and 25 minutes. Got a 5 out of 10 on IMDb. If you don't know what it's about, for a group of teens, the answer to the mysterious death of their old friend lies within the world of an online video game based on the true story of an ancient noblewoman known as the Blood Countess?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like a fancy woman, I guess.
Okay. And then the question from last week, right?
Yeah.
The answer. What 2008 French horror movie involved the flaying of the main character in order to allow her to reach a state of transcendence? The answer is Martyrs. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one, so
I haven't either. So we'll have to watch that, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so what did you think about the movie?
I thought it was okay. I thought the acting was pretty subpar.
Really?
Yeah.
From which one?
What are you talking about?
From which actor?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
Finn's great.
I just thought it was very, like...
And the Sophia Bush, who plays October,
Yeah.
she's a great actress.
Yeah, I agree in other movies.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't think it was terrible. It was just kind of, like, cringy.
Really?
I don't know I don't know why I'm thinking that. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that at least Hutch did a good job.
He probably did the best.
Really? I think that was his first movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because his brother, I forget what his name is, but his brother was supposed to be in that role, but he was like, I think this is better for my brother. So he got that role.
Oh.
Anyway, I thought Finn and October were great. Abigail was, she was amazing. And then Frankie Muniz, he's always great.
He's in Big Fat Liar.
In Holes. No, that's Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I was like,
fucked that
I
up.
don't think he's in
No, he's in
Holes.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
That's his. Never mind. Anyway. Yeah, so I used to watch this as a kid. I don't even know how I found it. In 2006 or so. It must have been on TV when we still had the DirecTV in our room.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
It must have been like on TV and I just like accidentally put it on or something. I was like, this is cool.
You like that?
Yeah.
Well, it is more a movie of your caliber.
My taste, yeah.
Me, not so much. I mean, it was still cool.
Yeah. The basis is like it's a video game that if you die in the game, you die in real life. Which...
Could you imagine that with, like, GTA?
or like a puzzle game, like Zelda.
Yeah.
You know how many times people die in
Yeah.
Zelda?
That would not be good.
I just died like 3 times in the 45 minutes that I was playing it up there. But yeah, it's a cool concept that's not usually done very often.
Uh-huh.
There's other things like if you die in the virtual reality, you die in real life or something. But like specifically a video game, there's not too many movies that if you die in the game, you die in real life kind of thing.
Was VR even a thing when this movie came out? Probably not.
It was very, very rudimentary. Like, it was like you could see stuff, but you couldn't do anything.
Oh.
Like, you could sit in the world and, like, look around and
Yeah,
stuff,
but
but
you
you
couldn't do
couldn't,
anything.
like, use hand controls or play games or anything like that. So, yeah, I don't remember how I found this movie. I think it was just random, but as soon as I saw it, it was, of course, my kind of thing.
Yeah,
But-
of course.
So let's get in there.
Let's get in there.
That first jump scare, I remember when I first saw the movie, like the very first time, it definitely wasn't from the beginning. You know, it was like
Yeah.
halfway through. I just happened to have it on, or I fell asleep with the TV on and woke up and it was on or something. So when I finally watched it for the first time from the beginning, that first jump scare with the eyeball and the bloody eyeball right in the screen, like that actually scared me.
Yeah.
I would have been 11 or 12 when I first saw this movie, because that's about the time it came out.
Yeah.
It's like, it was like a 2-second like freeze frame of a bloody eyeball.
Scared you, huh?
It was like a video game animated
eyeball
with like blood dripping down its face. Like, it wasn't.
Whoa!
It's not scary, but the very first time I turned it on, I obviously wasn't expecting it. I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, holy shit! What the hell was that?
What was that?
And then the intro, where it's like zooming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like running down the driveway of the house and then up onto the porch. I always liked that, because it was like the CGI in that instance in the intro looked real enough that it could have been like a real person. But then as soon as he turned his head, you could see that it was like an animated face or whatever. But like, it looked decently real until you got to the porch. I always liked the way they started the movie.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's, you know, the whole, he's going into the house and, you know, getting chased by the Countess and the babies or whatever, the children. And he gets killed in the game, which at this point we don't know, you know, that he died in the game, so he's going to die in real life. We don't know that yet.
Have you ever heard of the word Countess before?
Yes, it was like a woman version of like a master.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that.
Okay.
Of some sort.
I've just never
she's
heard
like,
of it.
She's like royalty of some sort or something.
Oh, okay.
And there was like a simple intro to the stakes of the game without telling us, like, if you die. They didn't full on say yet, if you die in the game, you die in real life yet.
Yeah, true.
But it kind of like hinted at it, because he died in the game by hanging, and then he ran up, found his friends, or he found his friends in the game like hanging upside down. And I always laugh at this point in the movie, because that guy is an excellent actor. He's in a lot of movies that I like, but he's so funny because he's drinking that glass of milk.
Yeah.
And he sees the Countess and he fucking throws his glass of milk. It kills me every time I see it. It's just so funny.
It is funny, yeah.
It's hilarious. Anyway, it's probably not supposed to be, but it's hilarious.
Yeah. Unintentionally funny.
He finds his dead friends in the game, and then he runs up the stairs and finds them in the same room, dead the same way as they died in the game.
Yeah.
And then he dies the same way that he died in the game.
Uh-huh.
So it hinted that this is a thing, but it hasn't established a pattern yet. So it was like, we flat out told you right in the beginning of the movie, that's how you die.
Yeah, this is how it's going to go down.
But we didn't say it yet, which I always thought that level of mystery was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't like being outright told things in the beginning, but being told things enough that you go back, oh, yeah, I knew that. But it also shows us the main driving force of this movie. Like, the whole point to this movie is like Hutch is trying to like avenge his friend's death. His friend was murdered, and like he didn't understand, and he got his stuff, and then like the whole movie is about him stopping the thing that killed all of his friends, really.
Yeah.
It really goes on a murder spree of his friends.
I know. It's pretty
think,
intense.
I think that the relationship between Miller and Hutch, the boss, I think that that's a good relationship between the two of them. Like, they're actually friends outside of work. And I did think it was funny that he walked in thinking he was going to get yelled at, and he was like, I'm going to get started right away. He's like, I don't give a shit. Tell me about the video game.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought that that dynamic was really cool, really funny.
That dude, the boss, is like always really good at playing an asshole. The
Yeah,
actor.
yeah, he is.
I like him. He's in Friends.
That's right, he is.
He's in
I did see him in an episode.
Chandler's roommate for
Oh,
a little bit.
okay.
Because
That's why I
Joey
saw him.
moved out.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter, but he's a good actor.
I did see him before in that show. But this is also the point where he gets the bad call of his friend's dead.
Yeah.
And probably the worst take of the movie is that he was supposed to go over and he turned him down.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you think, like, how many times have you turned things down just because you know, didn't feel like it? And it's like, how many times could that be, like, the last time you see your friend or something like that? Which is kind of like a nice sentiment to the movie.
Nice little reality check.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you're sitting on the couch and you're like, I don't really feel like going. I'll just give him an excuse. And it's like, but I'm guilty of making excuses sometimes. There have been a few times where I've sat on the couch and be like, nah, I can't. I'm at work. I'm literally sitting
Shut
on the couch.
up, you asshole.
I think I've done that at least once. I'm pretty sure.
Sorry.
I've definitely...
You could just say you're putting in work and you're actually just playing a video game.
I have purposely gone into work early just to get out of things. I've done that.
Oh, okay.
Like stupid things that I didn't feel like going to. Something.
Oh, I'd be doing that.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I
can't
gotta
make
work.
it.
Sorry.
Got 7 dogs, which is usually true.
Which is true. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's kind of a reality check, like you said. The meeting all the characters, so it's like one by one, introducing you to each character, which I like. And
I thought that was cool. Yeah.
you follow Hutch; he's the main character, but like you meet Abigail first, and it was kind of like a awkward sort of intro to her. My favorite is the introduction to Finn, because I think Finn is the funniest character in this whole movie.
Yeah.
The brother.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
He was really funny.
And he's probably my favorite character in the whole movie. Everything he says is so funny. And I like October too. She's a badass, but and the way we're introduced to Swink is really funny. He pops up into the peephole, which I always thought was funny. He scares the shit out of him. Does Hutch look like Jim Halpert?
A little bit, yep.
Yeah, okay. I really noticed it this time I watched it. I was like,
who does he resemble?
He kind of resembles Jim. He comes in with his sleeves rolled up and the tie and like the kind of same hair.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks kind of like Jim to me. Anyway, I feel like all the characters are lovable. Like they have a good chemistry with each other, it seemed. And like they all have like attributes about themselves that make you want to like them.
Yeah, I agree.
Not a single character in the group you really hated.
No.
You were mad at Finn at one point because he was being a dick. But, like, you didn't hate him.
Yeah.
I just feel like all the characters were lovable. And there's also a hint for each person to, like, a deeper story to them. Like, Hutch hates fire. We don't know why yet. And, like, October and Finn have, like, you know, they talk about, like, their grandmother and their parents and, like, where are they? Why are they two teens? Supposedly they're teens, I guess. They must be, like, 19.
Yeah, I was going to say, they look like they're in their 20s. I'm sure the real actors are in their 20s.
Yeah. But, like, they're on their own and stuff like that. And it's just, like, each person has, like, a mystery background. Which, for all of them, we don't get, like, the full background, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of like the mystery angle to that, too. Good chemistry when they're all, you know, talking to each other. Finn, October, and Hutch. But they're all in Hutch's apartment and they're starting the game. That's such a wild concept. Like, even today, there's very little voice activation games.
Yeah, where
There's
you
one
have to
on my
recite something.
Yeah, there's one on my VR that I can read the words on the screen word for word and it'll pick that option for me.
Yeah.
But even that is like hard to, like, it doesn't work all the time. Like, I have to kind of yell a little bit while I'm
I have
playing
to
the
raise my voice at the
I
game.
do. And so it's actually really cool to see something like that in 2006 because it definitely didn't exist back then.
Definitely did.
If it's barely working now, but it's still like a cool concept
Yeah.
to see. It would be a cool thing to have today that you just like have a microphone.
Like, I wouldn't recite a prayer though.
Yeah, no, but like being able to read text instead of just like select the option.
Yeah,
would
that
be
would
cool.
be cool.
In Dead Island 2, they actually have an option to where if you press a button on your controller, it turns on the Alexa and you can just start yelling at zombies
Oh wow,
in the
that's
game.
cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. I haven't gotten it to work yet, but I really want to try
You
it.
should. That'd be cool.
It would be really cool to do. Just walking down and be like, "Hey, you, fuck you," and they come running over to me. So they're playing the game, and I thought that the character customization was really cool. Like, it looked really a lot like them. Like, it was weird.
They did I did like that about the movie that
Yeah.
they made the characters look a
Look
lot
exactly
like
like
them.
them, pretty
I thought
much.
that was cool.
But then they're getting into the game. Finn was really into the game, and he's like yelling. He's like, "Oh, come on, you noob!"
Yeah.
So Finn's hilarious, but they're really getting into the game, and the boss Miller died. That was kind of like the first. That was like the first official death, as far as like the viewers go. We know that Loomis died in the game, but for this core group into the movie, the boss died first, and he got killed in the torture chamber with the shears and ended up dying the exact same way in real life. So it was like, okay, that's kind of weird, and you're watching it for the first time, and it's like, okay, this is still kind of a weird coincidence. It's not quite a pattern yet. So it's starting to kind of turn into a pattern. It's like gonna flat out tell us here pretty soon. Then it's them. They're talking about the coincidences. He was looking up, on the computer, all the deaths, like the murder things and shit. And he's like, "This is weird, guys.
It's getting a little weird here."
One thing that I did think was weird was that when Hutch was telling all of them about all this stuff, October's like, Elizabeth was a real lady. Like, she has this story our grandma used to tell us, blah, blah, blah. And then Hutch was like, "Come on, stop being crazy. Hutch, you're kind of being crazy."
Yeah.
So I did think that part was weird, that he just like turned on October.
Yeah.
When he's the one saying like conspiracy theory stuff, and people think, conspiracy theory people are crazy. So like, it's not really room for you to talk.
Yeah,
I
you don't
guess.
have room to talk, big boy.
But that's one thing I didn't really care about the movie, was like, your best friends, like, just listen.
Yeah.
Hers isn't crazier than yours.
Yeah.
But then they started, getting haunted and everything. Like, they can hear like in the background and stuff like that. It's starting. They're starting to follow. She's starting to follow them. Finn didn't die in the game, so there's that whole fight between them, and they split up, and then they like are off doing their own thing. Like, Finn's working on his car, and Swink is fixing the computer. Hutch is shaving in the mirror, and they're all getting haunted, all in weird, different ways.
Yeah.
But Finn didn't die in the game, so how did he die in real life? It's kind of weird. And then it like shows you the screen that says game over, and he's dead in the game the exact same way, but he didn't play. So it kind of makes you think, like, is Hutch playing for them and killing them?
Yeah.
Kind of makes you think that.
Yeah.
In a way. Kind of makes you think Hutch is the bad guy here.
Yeah.
When he's not, but it kind of looks weird, And it can't be coincidences forever, so there has to be an explanation. And there is one thing that I hate. Even though like I just said, it kind of makes sense. I just hate how Hutch is being blamed by fucking everybody. The police detective was like, listen, every time someone dies, you show up. And then he goes over to October, and she's like, why did you bring that game in our life? Like, he didn't know. And besides that, Finn was the one pressing him for it.
And it's a game.
And it's a game.
So
And at this point...
how would they know?
Exactly. At this point, we don't know that...
It's gonna kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
He don't know.
I know it looks like Hutch did it.
I know it looks bad. Okay.
But he got blamed by everyone, and I felt bad for him. And then he's investigating Loomis's house. And he's like... And he looks at the room, and there's like that blood all over the wall still.
Yeah.
That was pretty gnarly scene.
Pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This blood's still coating the walls and shit.
That's pretty gnarly.
But it was a nice scene right after that where he was like, oh, the police just didn't know where to look. And it showed like how close those two were, you know. He knew to look inside the computer and certain places of his room and shit like that. I thought that was a real nice scene to kind of bring the movie back down to earth a little bit. And then there's the seance to bring the ghost back. That's where October's talking like on the phone. It's like, hey, like I think this is a seance that we read, and it brought her ghost back and it's starting to kill people. Like, this is the only explanation we have right now.
Yeah.
And then the police show up, of course, because they think
they're killing people.
Exactly. And they run away and meet up at Loomis's house, right? Number one, why did October go off by herself that far?
Yeah.
Number two,
I was wondering the same thing.
Why did October go into that house when she saw a creepy...
Why'd she go in?
I get she probably just wanted to end it because, you know, Finn, she killed Finn. And October wanted to kill the Countess for killing Finn. Okay, but wait for help.
Yeah, take everybody.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't a one-person job.
No.
Even though she wanted to be the one to
do it.
To get revenge for Finn or whatever. But she also didn't die in the game. So there's starting to be a pattern here. What the hell's going on? You know? She's getting haunted and dying when she didn't die in the game. But somehow she's dead in the game. This is where they're like, oh shit, the game's playing itself.
Yeah.
Like, it's unpausing itself and killing us. So maybe we should
fix that.
Yeah. And Abigail was lying about her past, saying that her dad was an architect, mom was a kindergarten teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was another...
She was going to Princeton.
Yeah, that's what... Yeah. And it was another bringing down to earth moment. It was like... She was like, I didn't want, you know, to see the look on people's faces when they see that, like, I'm doing nothing with my life and I'm, like, living out of this van.
Yeah.
It's like...
Who cares, dog?
Well, yeah, who cares? But it's like... Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry you had to, you know, lie to people that were your
sucks.
Friends.
I wouldn't mind living in a van though.
I mean, you basically already live in your car, so what's the difference?
What's the difference?
But there was a scene where Swink had to act as bait, so he was like playing the game and running from her, which to me sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
But fair is fair. And someone had to do it, I guess. And then they're investigating the plantation. And they're like going inside and like they're having all these things happen around them. It's just so creepy. Like, I would love to do that. Like, walk into a haunted plantation like that.
Listen, dude.
Wouldn't that be cool?
We should do it and
I know.
record it.
That would be
As
cool.
the Slasher siblings, what do you guys think?
That sounds like a good idea. But it would be...
I'm serious.
That would be pretty cool.
I'm serious.
We could start with the church.
Oh, you got me there.
Us two by ourselves at
I would
night
shit my
in the church.
At night?
Yeah, that's when most activity happens.
That would be a really funny video, but I would genuinely be scared to go in that place at night. I'm not even shitting you.
So, I thought that the game knowledge was really cool. So what I mean by that is, like, they were playing the game, so they know their way around it without being there. I also liked that Abigail was like, this closet was in the game.
It was a gate or something.
Yeah, it was like a hidden room or whatever. I thought that was really cool. How she was like, this is familiar. Let me try.
Yeah, I thought
and
that
she
was
gets
cool
in
too.
there. And I like the accuracy that they put into the like game or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though it's a fake game, but like it was still cool to like be able to even do that. And there's one scene that always tripped me out was like Swink helping Hutch get to Abigail. He throws the crowbar in the step. There's a crowbar in real life.
Yeah.
He unlocks the door in the game. He unlocks the door in real life.
Yeah, I thought that part was cool too.
That was wild. And like, imagine if that was a real thing.
I'd shit my pants, dog.
I know, but like you're just running around doing things in the game that's happening in real life. Like that would be really cool.
Yeah, it would
number
be.
one, but that's just like so wild to like see that. That's definitely original too.
Yeah, for sure.
That definitely hasn't happened before this movie, like that kind of concept. And then we see Swink die. He gets chased down by the carriage or whatever, which is a pretty sad death because I mean you like Swink. Everyone likes Swink. He's a good character. And then they get separated in the tower. So they run from the Countess, get inside the tower, and she slams that fucking door shut. Imagine being Abigail, hung from the ceiling upside down.
No thanks.
With the Countess staring at you with a blade about to slit your throat. And you just somehow luckily get out of it.
You win some, you lose some.
Exactly. But it was also cool to see Hutch like putting the nails into her to bring her spirit back to the body. And that was really cool to see. And she's like sitting up and she like the nails are like coming out of her body, just hitting the floor. Like that's such like a anxiety inducing scene. Like it's so crazy because you're like turn around.
Yeah.
He's like just like sitting there like putting his stuff away and he hears the first nail. It's like
it was crazy to watch.
That's crazy. Yeah. And then I have written sets the bitch on fire.
Sets the bitch on fire.
That's right. You know, that was a cool scene to see, like, you know, the good guys won finally, you know? And we also thought that, you know, Hutch was stuck in the fire now. Like, he hates fire, and she, like, locked the door on him. So maybe he's stuck in there and he's about to die. But at the last second, Swink busts in the door. Swink's alive, because he fell into that bed of roses.
Yeah.
And she couldn't hurt him in the wild roses. So he brought in like the whole bush, it looked like, which was good because I wanted him to stay alive. And it's very odd for a movie like this to have more than one person stay alive. Slasher films are usually like the main character stays alive.
Yeah.
And I think other than Scream, there's not too many movies that leave like whole groups of people alive. Yeah. Pretty sure Nightmare on Elm Street, like everyone dies all the time.
Yeah.
Like every movie.
I'm pretty sure.
And then like movies like Friday the 13th, it's like only one person lives.
Yeah.
Sometimes. You never know.
Maybe.
But then there's that end scene where Stay Alive is now being distributed. So, does it start over? Does every time someone reads the seance, she comes back and starts killing people again? Kind of leaves you with mystery right at the end. Like, what the hell's gonna happen?
What's going on here? Yeah.
It would be cool to see a sequel version of it, of like mass distributed Stay Alive.
Yeah.
But like, it kind of makes you think, like, how can you do that? You can't just kill everybody in the world that played it, you know?
You'd be killing a lot of people.
I know. But that's the end of the movie there. Kind of like a whodunit what's next
Who's done
kind of
it?
thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell's going on now? Because, the video game's out now. So, yeah, I thought that was like a good way to wrap up the movie. The good guys win, but did they really?
But did they?
But did they? I thought that was cool. You have anything you want to talk about?
I thought it was kind of funny that the cops didn't believe them, and then the one played the game and died.
Yeah, I mean, he deserved it at that point.
Stick it to him.
He deserved it.
Stick it to the man.
It happens. I mean, they said don't do this thing, and then they do the exact thing.
You didn't listen.
You didn't listen.
Your
I
fault.
know it sounded crazy, but like, he was like, "Oh, let's see what you got that got you so scared or whatever." I was like,
Don't do that.
"Don't do that."
You did.
They said this game kills people. Probably might not want to play it.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe them. Just don't do it. Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
I got some fear facts. So the Countess was real, but she was in Hungary.
Oh.
So she was an actual real person,
Oh shit.
just not in New Orleans.
Is she dead?
Well, yeah, she was born in 1642 or
Okay.
something.
Just making sure.
But she's actually in Hungary, not the United States. This movie is Disney's only slasher film.
What?
Yep. Disney's only one.
This is a Disney movie?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
That's insane. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And this is the house, the plantation, is a carbon copy of the house from House of the Dead. Do you remember playing that at the arcades?
Yeah.
With the guns and you shoot the zombies and shit? It's
Oh,
that
yeah.
exact house.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And this movie was shot in 25 days.
Nice.
They did pretty well for 25 days.
Yeah.
And this is obviously a low budget movie. It's not,
Yeah.
It's not an Avengers movie for sure.
It's not the Avengers, I'll tell you that.
But they did really well for 25 days.
Yeah, they did. I'll agree.
And this was the first movie from Hollywood Pictures in 25 years. It took them 25 years to make another movie. I don't know what the last movie they made was, but pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they made it for me. And then you could see the Countess's face after Loomis died. Like if you looked off to the left side of the screen, you could see her face, and it just like slowly disappeared.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was kind of like another hint there too.
Oh, shit.
I gave this an 8 out of 10 because it's one of my favorites to watch.
Okay.
What'd you give it?
Give it a 6.
A 6. That's at least higher than.
Rubber.
Oh yeah, but it was
And
at least
the
higher.
rating.
And the rating, yeah. Like I said, I can't remember the very first time I saw it or why I saw it, but I know that it was like obviously a concept for me because even today I'm still like big into video games and stuff, but back then it was like a really cool thing to see. Oh, there's a horror movie about video games, and if you die in the game, you die in real life. With that aspect taken out, I would actually like to play this game. You know? If I didn't actually die in real life, I would actually like to play Stay Alive. It seemed like it would be fun, didn't it?
Yeah.
Just running around the graveyard shooting the little zombie things. Like I think that would be cool. It kind of gave me like a Silent Hill kind of vibe. Yeah. So it was, I think, a really cool game. So you have anything else you want to talk about? Okay, so for our next question is that Jack Nicholson stars as a werewolf in what 1994 film?
Come on, guys.
This one's an easy one.
Easy one.
But go ahead and answer that on the Facebooks.
The Facebooks.
And don't Google it.
Don't Judril it.
And our movie next week is Creepshow or Zombieland. I messed it up. The original plan was to have Creepshow, but I put it on Facebook because Zombieland was first, so
So we're switching it up.
we'll switch it. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
This is
It's no
such a
different.
good. Zombieland is so good.
Oh,
I love Zombieland.
I've told the story before where Adam got it for me one Christmas and I watched it every
Yeah.
single night for a year.
That's insane.
So I've at least seen it 365
I don't think you
times.
need to rewatch it before.
I do because
Okay.
I love this movie, but
Okay.
I've seen it way more than 365 times. At least 400 times. Like since then, because that was
Shut up.
that was probably when I was like 13 or something
Yeah.
when I got
That's
it.
like an insane goal.
I just wanted to do it.
You know
so-
what? You know what? I'm gonna watch this every day for a year.
8 p.m.
Fuck you guys.
8
p.m.
Pretty sure it was an hour and a half long movie. Bedtime was 9:30. 8 p.m.
I'm watching Zombieland.
I'm watching Zombieland. You know, skip the credits, so I get an extra 5 minutes. Bedtime.
You're so dumb.
I did it
That's so
every night
dumb.
for a year for no apparent reason, just because I felt like it. But that's also one of my favorite movies. Such a good movie.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's a good movie.
So we'll catch you next week with Zombieland. Hope you enjoyed the Stay Alive like I did. Oh, also we need movie recommendations and hopeful guest stars to be on the podcast. maybe.
Period.
So let us know on the Facebook. You can message us or post it under in the comments of something. Doesn't matter what you do. Let us know your movie picks, or if you desperately want to be a guest on our podcast, just let us know. Hit us up.
Hit us up. You know.
And yeah, we'll catch you next week with Zombieland. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Catch you later.